Thank you very much for attending today. A very welcome to everybody. My name is Aish and I'm the Vice President of the Belief and Reason Society here at SOAS. Established in 2009, here at the Belief and Reason Society, we take it upon ourselves to do events about social and political issues that are affecting the world at large. We hold the view that every idea has a basis, and so every belief has a reason. Over the past 2 years, the Belief and Reason Society has been dealing with issues such as morality, legislation, and the political reality. We have actively addressed the SOAS crowd with issues such as the existence of God, euthanasia, and capital punishment. Undoubtedly, we are the coolest society at SOAS. Anyway, so tonight's discussion. I don't really need to introduce you to the topic, but for those of you who don't know, I will do so. The topic's been motivated by the current events that have unfolded in the Middle East. People have actively been demanding change, and after a long, hard and bloody struggle, they do seem to be bearing the fruits of their labour. So in Tunisia and Egypt, we've seen the change of faces, the removal of dictators, yet many would argue that the remnants of the old regime still remain. As we've seen in Libya and Syria, civil war has broken out, and recently the death of Gaddafi. Was this humane? Should he have been put on trial or killed? These are the questions, such as what is the way forward for the Middle East? Once again, these are the questions, and today we hope to find the answers. So we've done a questionnaire over the last few weeks. We've asked a lot of SOAS students as to what their views are on the issue. So we asked a questionnaire with certain questions. I'm just going to give you the results in percentages. The first question we asked was Colonel Gaddafi a tyrant ruler? And in our results, 85% of the SOAS crowd that we addressed said yes, with 15% saying no. The second question was, did he deserve to be removed? Once again, 80% said yes, with 20% saying no. Did he deserve to die in the manner that he did? An overwhelming 95% said no, with 5% saying yes. And then, what about the other dictators and other rulers across the world today? Should they have the same fate as him? Once again, 80% said no, with 20% saying yes. And the last question we asked was a very controversial one. Who do you view as the worst tyrant today? So I'm going to give you some results in percentages of certain dictators or rulers. 8% of the crowd that we addressed said that Zardari was the worst. 12% said Mugabe. 12% again said Assad. 16% said Gaddafi. 28% said Obama. Yeah. With 24% making up the remainder of all the other rulers. So this is something that we did in the build-up to this event. We want to thank you first of all for the SOAS people that actually took the time out to fill in the questionnaire. And now what we want to present to you is a short video, a trailer essentially for this event, made by the people here at the Belief and Reason Society. So just bear with me one moment. But thank you very much.
discussion on the future of the Middle East. As we have seen many events unfold across 2011, we have seen how many rulers and many tyrant rulers have been removed from their positions. So today, we'd like to welcome you and welcome our panelists for coming down to our event to discuss this in a very rigorous manner. On our panel tonight, we have 4 distinguished guest speakers, and hopefully we will very briefly introduce you to them. On our far left, we have Ons Shafi, and he's a political activist from the streets of Tunisia, and he had the pleasure of spending some time in Tunisia while the revolutions were happening. From Ons to the right, we have Ahmed Shabani, who is from the Libyan Democratic Party, and he's a political activist and an engineer, and he has established the first Libyan democratic movement since the fall of Gaddafi and the opening of the new Libya. To his right, we have Nadim Shabani, who works for the independent think tank Chatham House, and they specialize in North Africa and the Middle East, and hopefully he will be able to shed some light onto the discussion of why these events actually have happened. And our most prestigious speaker for tonight, I know everyone's been waiting for him, is Dr. Abdul Wahid from Hizb ut-Tahrir. He is the chairman of the executive board of Hizb ut-Tahrir, and hopefully he will give us an insight today as well to what's needed to happen, or maybe some of the events as well, as all of the panelists will answer in 3 main points. So today's format of the discussion will be, each speaker will have 10 minutes to present a little presentation underlying 3 main points. And these 3 main points will be what led to this chain of events happening, what type of change is required, and finally, and the most important question is, what system or what ideas will guarantee this change? The format will be, all of our panelists will speak for 10 minutes each, and then we will break into where the panelists will ask each other questions for 20 minutes, interrogating each other's ideas or asking to maybe elucidate on some of their ideas. After 20 minutes of that, we will open up into a live question and answer with the audience, so feel free to ask questions at that time. We will give more rules and regulations to obviously how the event should plan out as the time comes more closer. But without further ado, I would like you first to introduce you to Ons Shafi. He will be our first speaker for tonight. And he will maybe give us a very brief outline of his presentation and what he thinks is required. So could I have a round of applause for Ons Shafi?